Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Friday, March 7th. This month is flying by like every other month. Okay, so today is the 7th of March. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. This is Department of Career Services. My name is Edward Bevilacqua, and we are here to help our students and interested people on their journey through this life. If you are a Christian, you have to believe that there is something that happens after this. So this life is transitory, and we are a spirit with a body, or a soul with a body. We're not a body with a soul, we're a soul with a body. And you could say, if God is spirit, as it says in the Bible, and man is made in the image of God, man is spirit, and we have this physical body. This was a gift. And as with all gifts, you have a right to do with it whatever you want, but the highest thing to do is to honor that gift. Cool. Okay, how do we honor it? By taking care of it. So that's physically. Take care of the body. Fitness and health. You can't exercise your way out of a bad diet. Watch what you eat. Focus on the creator, not the created. Buenos dias, what not a baby. Good morning on this Friday. It's Friday, according to Darren Hardy. So take care of what you eat and exercise. Get a massage, right? What not a baby. Go to the gym, right? What not a baby. Go for a walk. Go for a bicycle ride. Do all those things. But you can't exercise your way out of a bad diet. So focus on what you eat. Good foods. In the worksheet down below, we have a new one from Dr. Living Good about cleansing the gut. Very important to do. Take about 2 months of eating the right foods and not eating the wrong foods. Cleanse the gut. Do things, help it, fix it, etc., etc., as the king and I would say. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, always be learning. Always be learning. Honor the gift of this body, this brain, by using it to learn new things. Don't start with an attitude of, I already know everything, or I don't need to learn because the Holy Spirit will tell me what I need to know. No, you wouldn't have a brain if we weren't intended to use it. Third thing, emotions. Control your emotions. So I would say perhaps, well, I guess if you go from spirit to carnate, from spirit to having a body, maybe controlling emotions isn't the biggest thing, because going from non-baryonic to baryonic, no mass, no physical shape mass, to physical shape mass is huge. The ability to learn is huge. Controlling one's emotions here on earth is probably the biggest challenge everybody has. How to act properly. And down in the worksheet down below under Jordan Peterson, Dr. Jordan Peterson is a thing of I will do good. A mindset, which we're going to learn about. That's the theme of today. Mindsets matter. The mindset is I will do good. It doesn't matter what happens to me, what other people do, I will do good. I won't play tit for tat, as they say. They won't play tit for tat. I will always do good. Yeah, so in the short term, you might take some hits for that. People might take advantage of you. But if your reputation is I will do good in the big picture, and that's what we should focus on, it will be okay. So physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual is to keep focused on the end game. We live in a Christian culture. We have every reason to believe Jesus was the creator incarnate, and that separates him from other great people who lived, as he was resurrected, and he said, do these three things: love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, love one another as I have loved you, make disciples of all nations. Forget about all of the other stuff. Just focus on those three. And I don't know, what Nadabevi would you say those are compatible with Buddhism, with the Buddha? The Buddha. I call him the Buddha. That's kind of an interesting sound. The Buddha. The Buddha. Okay. Had an interesting day with Atticus von Atticus yesterday. Again, our theme of today is mindsets matter. What is a mindset? Right. We learned from Aaliyah Crum. We're going to get to that in a minute. Let's go over some of the other things on our worksheet. That's where the magic happens, people. The podcast is helping us build better habits. Repetition, repetition, repetition. That is the key, but the magic is the worksheet. So, advice from an 80-year-old: never give up on anybody. Miracles happen every day. Right. Have an attitude of, I don't write people off. Do not write people off. Okay. So that's that advice. Seth Godin. Here's a good one, a short one. Specific. Specific. It's one thing to say that 7 million people will die next year from smoking cigarettes. It's a totally different thing to list those folks by name. When we confront risk, two things make it seem less real. We're not sure who, and we're not sure when. If you want to clarify our understanding, it helps to be specific. Yeah, so the question would be, how long does it take to recite the names of 7 million people? If it took 1 second, so that would be 7 million times 60 seconds. 7 million divided by 60 per minute, divided by 60 per hour. Let's just do that math quickly, all right? As I'm doing that, how are things in Fort Jacks? What Nadabevi, and what are you up to today? 7 million divided by 60 per minute, divided by 60 per hour, divided by 24 is 81 days. It will take you 81 days, almost a quarter of a year, if all you did was recite the names of 7 million people who were going to die. School and then going to an event. What kind of event? What is the event? Need to know. Okay, now, so Aaliyah Crum is red letter. Oh, mindsets matter. Aaliyah Crum. We're going to talk about that. Jordan Peterson, red letter. I will do good. That's a mindset. No matter what, no matter how unjust, how unfair, I will do good. And that does absolutely fit in to our, what the heck's happening here? That absolutely fits in. Good. There we go. Back on track to today's TED Talk. Okay. So today is day 5 in week number 2 of our neuroscience-oriented approach to success. Day 5, week 2. Mindsets matter. So we're really focused on how does our brain work. We're trying to answer 2 questions. Who am I and why do I behave the way I do? Yesterday, or 2 days ago, we heard from Mark Dawes that our self-identity is made up of our self-beliefs. So if we change our self-beliefs, we'll change our self-image. How do we do that? Yesterday we talked about stress, Kelly McGonigal, Stanford. Today it's Aaliyah Crum, Stanford. Tomorrow, who knows what tomorrow is? Doesn't matter. But today it's about mindsets. So what is a mindset? It's the way we look at the world. Here we say it's our beliefs. Here in our program, we call it our beliefs, the set of beliefs that we have. So that's the mindset. And depending upon your mindset affects everything. So if you have a negative mindset, your life isn't going to be good. Oh, stress is going to kill me. I can't handle stress. Well, then everything looks stressful and everything looks not good. So Aaliyah Crum, I think when she did this, she was maybe at Stanford, but she went to Harvard and very good at doing studies. In her TED Talk, she talks about 4 different studies. She participated in some of them. The first one had to do with people who had major thoracic surgery, major surgery to their lungs, rib cage, whatever. And when they were done, there were 2 groups of patients. One group of patients had a machine that would automatically administer pain relief. The other one, the patients had to push a button. And it might have been presented that if you have the good insurance, you have a machine that automatically dispenses the pain relief. But if you didn't have the good one, you had to push the button and call the nurse, and the nurse would give you an injection or put it in your thing. Okay? But however, what the doctors found was the people who had the nurse, let's say the bad insurance, they felt the best pain relief. And so part of the study was to verify, is the medication the same? Is the patient getting the same medication? Why is it the ones on the machine feel that they're not getting the relief the same as the ones who call the nurse? And it turned out mindset. When you see the nurse putting the thing in, you know you're getting it. Interesting. So then the next study she talks about is a group of housekeepers, maids in motels, but pretty good sized group. I don't remember what it is, 42 or something like that. And they first of all separate them into 2 groups. One is the control group, where they get information on them and they say, okay, go back to work. Just keep doing what you're doing. Boom, keep doing. The other group, they got a poster and they gave them a little talk about how physical exercise is good for you. And they left the poster up on the wall, talking about lowers your heart rate, does this, and all the benefits of exercise. And then they came back some period of time later, and the control group, nothing had changed. But the other group of maids, all of a sudden, were healthier. So that begged the question of, were they working out more when they were being maids, when they were doing their job, or was it just their mindset changed? The next study they did was a bunch of kids at Yale dealing with the freshman 15 problem, where people gain weight, especially girls gain weight in their first year of college. It's a coping mechanism for stress as you eat more, because eating releases dopamine, makes you feel good. So perhaps some guys in the business school came up with an idea for a milkshake called Sensa Shake that tasted good, but it was low calories, low fat. And so they did a control group, or they invited students in and said, we want you to evaluate this milkshake. It's low calorie, it's low sugar, low fat, but it tastes great. And we're going to give you some money to test it. And we want you to fill out this questionnaire. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take a little sample of your blood, where they really were measuring ghrelin to see the changes in ghrelin. And so the people graded the thing and they noticed the change in ghrelin. And then they called the students back and said, you know what, we need you to come back and compare Sensa Shake to Decadent Delight, a really high calorie, high fat, high sugar milkshake. I want you to compare it to that. And the students come back, they do the thing, and they found out that their ghrelin and they measured their ghrelin once again. And so what they found was that with the sense shake, ghrelin changed a little bit, went down a little bit. So ghrelin is the hunger hormone. So when your ghrelin goes up, you feel hungry. When your ghrelin goes down, you are not hungry. And so the thing would be, if you eat celery, your ghrelin should go down less than if you eat something that's high fat or high nutrition or something like a steak. Okay, so what they found was what they expected to find. Sense shake, your ghrelin went down, but on decadent delight, your ghrelin went down more. Except there was one thing. The sense shake and the decadent delight were the same shake, and it was neither a sense shake, how it was described, or decadent delight. It was just a regular milkshake, maybe from McDonald's, who knows. But the people's mindset actually changed the ghrelin in their system, to cause the ghrelin, the hormone, to change, not based upon what they ate, but based upon what they thought they ate. So that's like kind of like, wow, that's powerful. Mindsets are powerful. And then the fourth one had to do with stress. And so they had a video. Again, two groups. One group was told stress is bad. The other group was told stress is good. They watched the video. The video was the same video. The music, the soundtrack was the same on stress good, stress bad. All that was the same. The only thing that was different were the words on the screen. So the words on the stress is good screen would show the video, would have the music, they would show a stressful event, and they would have some kind of positive thing, like stress makes you prepare for challenges, and the guy's rock climbing. And the other one, where stress is bad, is stress makes you make mistakes and danger happens or something. So people think of rock climbing, oh, scary. And so maybe, I don't know how long the video was for her, showed it for about 30 seconds. So they had people do that. They measured the people before the video, and then they did whatever they did after the video. And what they found is that the people who watched whatever video you watched affected you more. So I think it was maybe your performance at work or something like that. Stress is good, performance at work went up. Stress is bad, performance at work, physiology went down. So Aaliyah Crum concluded that the placebo effect is real and it is powerful. And by the way, just kind of an aside, this started, Aaliyah Crum says she was a Division I athlete in college, and one of her instructors said, and she would work out, take it seriously. And one of her instructors said, that working out stuff is just a placebo. And that lit the fuse to get Aaliyah going down this path. It got her focused, her energy and her intelligence, her intellect focused on a thing, and pursued this power of placebo. And through these tests, really came to the conclusion that mindset matters. And she says in there, we don't know how powerful the placebo effect is. We don't know what its limits are, but it's real. And so for our purposes, if you can control your mindset, it helps answer the two fundamental questions. Who am I, and why do I behave the way I do? So placebo effect matters. And that could be having little talismans, right? Having little rituals, having prayers, routines that you do because you believe if you do that routine, here's my lucky charm, I need to carry it with me. I'm starting to carry a bunch of stuff around in my pockets, just in case. So anyway, we're at 19 minutes in. My apologies once again. Today is an important one for our students. Mindsets matter. Check your self-beliefs. Look at how many times you say, I can't. Just add the word yet. I can't lose weight yet. I can't exercise yet. And then go try to do it. Okay, with that, we're going to say, and cut. Oops. And cut. Bonk. Bonk.